In this video, I'm going to share with you my three must-have, top must-have lenses for the R system. Whether that's the RP, the R, the R7, the R10, the R6, the R5, the R5C, the Canon C70, and also, the Komodo R. Komodo R? No, the red Komodo as well. I want to put a disclaimer quickly here. This video is no technical review of the lenses, absolutely not. You're not going to hear me talking about the bokeh shape. You're not going to hear me talking about the chroma aberration, all those kind of things, absolutely not. I am a user. I use the lenses I've been using for a while, and I invest in those lenses. And that's my insight and my experience I'm going to be sharing with you. So that if you're making a decision about which lens you need for your R system, so then, you can get help from here, right? Okay, that's the side. And also, I'm going to be starting from the bottom of my list, right? The one that is there that I may not use every single time, but it's always by my side. Two, the one that I cannot live without it. The must. Hakuna matata, my friend. Okay, let's get started. Started by the number 3.
I'll stay persistent. You need that distance.
Is this lens, the Canon RF 35mm 1.8. Okay, let me clear up my desk so that you can see it. The lens alone, RF 35mm 1.8 macro. Right, so why I have chosen this one? I really wanted a prime lens, right, among my collections, but I didn't want to go with the 85 because I think it's too long, and also I didn't want to go with the 100, also it's too long, but I wanted to have something that a little bit wider. And among the options that RF lenses that are right now in the market, there are those 3. And the 35, the only option that gives me wider. So for example, if I want to take a picture of architectures and taking picture that I want, also the detail, the macro detail of it, the 35 will do it for me because it gives me that wide angle of view, and as well that it gives me that macro. And also the second part of that is also the price. The price is really decent. I mean, in the screen, so that is the price of the RF 35mm 1.8. And since that, I am not disappointed at all with the Canon EOS R5 or R5C or even the Canon C70 when I put this 35mm 1.8 on it. And especially when you're shooting video, this lens is so quiet. The focusing is really spot on. Even the autofocus is really great. I have nothing to complain about it when it comes down to video. But when you're taking picture, you can hear the motor is really be noisy and something like that. But I usually use it for video. So far is great. And when I want to take like my thumbnails and all those kind of things, I use it for that. But so far, I'm really satisfied with the RF 35mm 1.8, and the image quality is also great. I think one thing that I really want to highlight right here, why I invested in the RF lenses for one or two things. Yeah. One of the things is that it's a native lenses for the R system. So, I mean, that's no brainer. I wanted the native lenses. I have EF lenses as well. So here, one of them, I don't know, I can put it here. Here is the 16 to 35, right? And also I have the 24 to 70 as well. Both of them are EF lenses, right? But in terms of quality, and in terms of the sharpness, the RF lenses really beat the EF lenses hand down. So that's why I really invested that. And when I started investing into the RF lenses, I wasn't looking too much about the prices because they are not cheap. If you really think about the prices of the lenses, you're not going to buy them, right? But now, Canon putting more lenses RF lenses that are affordable. For example, the 35, for example, the 85, for example, the 16. All those are really, affordable, right? But when you want to step up your game, you want to go for the L series lenses, then the price is just astronomical. And I wasn't thinking about the prices when I choose my lenses. I was choosing about, would I like the lens? Would I use it? Would I happy to carry it? Would I happy to put that in my camera? And those are the things that really make my mind to make the decision. So what are your 3 must-have lenses? Please do let me know in the comment box below. I want to know what will be your 3 must-have lenses.
Why they always feel them are run things? When I hold the crown, there is one king. Me not care when you say what you done for me. When we never take a loss, why you come for me?
So number 2 in my list is that, the zoom lens, the 70 to 200 2.8L series lens. It's a beast. It's absolutely a beast. And you can see how it is compact. It's compact, it's small, it's nice when you have it this way, right? And so far, I am really pleased with it. Why I have chosen, this one? Because you have the option much cheaper, the F4 one, but I have chosen the 2.8 because I really want the extra light. Because when I use that with the Canon C70, like the extra light make a difference, absolutely difference, because the C70 is Super 35. So I went for the extra light, for the extra stop that the 2.8 gives me. So that's what I chose. So when I am shooting and then I'm shooting like portrait or interviews, doing a documentary, which I really want to focus on the emotion of the individual, and I want to really the close-up, I always use the 70 to 200 2.8. It's really get you that image really focused. It isolate the subject, and then you just focus on the subject, and then you can, when the person talking, you can feel the emotion, you can see the emotion, and that's why really I went for this lens. And so far, this lens has not disappointed me at all. Always, when I doing a close-up, the 70 to 200 is the lens for the close-up. And that's why I have invested almost £3,000, to get this 70 to 200. So that is my lens number 2 that you would always find that in my bag. When I carry my bag to go to paid project or those type of project, it's always there. And also when I, for example, I love shooting sunset, right? And you could say that, for sunset, you may even have a bigger lens, right? But so far, the 70 to 200 did not disappoint me when I'm shooting sunset. And all those, all those images that you see now, those the sunset that I shot with the 70 to 200. And I'm loving it. And I'm not regretting investment on this one. So that is my lens number 2.
Famous, cause the stars already know what our name is. And it's starting to align. We'll be lighting up the...
Okay, so let's get to my must-have. The lens that without it, I'm not going out. The lens that is always in my camera. Whether that is the Canon C70, whether that's the Canon R5C, whether that is the Canon R5. This lenses is my go-to, is the nitty-gritty, is the whatever that is my workhorse. Okay, so let me get to that. So it is the Canon 28 to 70 2.0 RF lens L series. I don't know. I just, the first time that I seen this lens, I just fall in love with it because it makes the camera also bulky. Right? And I love that because I always want to feel the camera heavy in my hand because I don't have a small hand. Yeah, you can see my hand, they're big hand. So I always love when the camera is big in my hand. And this 28 to 70 give that extra power, give that extra weight, into the camera. And when I hold it, it's kind of, most of the shaking are eliminated. And I just love that. So that is the lens that you will always find that attached to my camera. If I'm only using one camera and then I'm just going for, the quick shot, I'm going the gorilla, or if I need to carry a camera in my bag, that is the lens that you always find. And I just love it. And the other really good thing about this lens that I also love is that it's 2.8. No, it's not 2.8. What are you talking about? It's 2.0. So you get extra light in compared to the 24 to 70, right? Yeah, although that you lose kind of 4 millimeter in terms of wideness with the 28 to 70, but the extra light that I'm getting, I think that compensated at all. Absolutely. I don't see much different with that 4 centimeter. If I want, I just step a bit back and that's it, right? But the extra light that I get, and especially if that's really married with the Canon C70, it is just outstanding lens, yeah? And also that, this lens, yeah, the way that it's built, it is like prime lens. I'm telling you, it's like a prime lens. If I put it on the 2.0, most of the pictures that I take, if I want to, take pictures and all those kind of things, I use this. People saying that it's not great for videos or something like that. But so far, I have not have any problem at all when I'm shooting videos. Right? It's outstanding. The quality is outstanding. And I just love the lens. If there's a question that you can choose only one lens, yeah, only you have to choose only one lens for the Canon R system, hand down, I'm gonna choose the 28 to 70, and without regret. If I have only one lens that I'm able to choose, that's gonna be the lens that I'm gonna be choosing. Other people say that it hasn't got image stabilization. Yes, it hasn't got image stabilization. Yes, but it is not a factor for me. If I want stabilized image, I put in a gimbal and I'm done. And also, the weight that I was saying, it's helped me really to have a steady hand. My hand is already steady, but with that weight in it, even make it really steady. And it may not be for you, but for me, the fact that it hasn't got the image stabilization is not a factor for me. Absolutely. I just, love this lens. And, I even bought it before I got my R5 and R5C. And even before I got the Canon C70, right? Yeah, I just love that lens. For me, it's one of the best. But it's also the most expensive, lens in those range, yeah, in those range of the lenses that we can use, like the 24 to 70, 28 to 70, in those kind of zoom, range, is the most expensive RF lens right now in the market. And I'm really looking forward when Canon gonna do the Mark II of it. And I hope that when they do the Mark II, they can even go low, 1.8. Wishful thinking, yeah. But you never know. And also then Canon as well will have like image stabilization in it. You never know. But I'm really looking forward for the Mark II of this 28 to 70. I don't know if even the 70 to 200, if Canon decided to do the 2.8 of it as well, that was going to be great too. So yeah, Canon, get to work and get us those lenses. I love them. Do you think that there is a better lenses than the one that I just mentioned? And if so, let me know in the comment box below. That are my top three must-have lenses. You know, the RF 35mm 1.8, the 70 to 200 2.8, and also the 28 to 70. And that is the lens that I am glad that I invested money to get them. It's not about the money, it's about the quality. All right, Hakuna Matata. I hope that you find this video useful. And if so, give me a thumbs up. And if you don't find it useful, really please hit the dislike button twice to make sure that you did hit it. Otherwise, God bless you and thank you. I will see you in my next video. Bye.